And you're going to see dating as just, I do 1, 2, and 3. I say this, I say that, I neg her, I do this. I remember the pickup artists back in the day. If I play this game just right, I can get her to do this when we come back to my apartment. That's not how you take the path towards marriage. The path is invest in yourself, one. And then if you're going to find someone who shares the values you share. Put yourself in an environment where there's going to be women who also value that, and you can strike up a friendship. And then you just you gotta go for it. You gotta ask people out. But it is hard because I think a lot of women will say, I just wish guys would ask me out. And I'll call them on it and say, okay, yeah, but if a guy you didn't like asked you out, you would feel awkward, or you say he's creepy or creeper. So I feel like sometimes women are inconsistent there. They'll be like, well, I wish guys asked me out. You wish guys that you liked asked you out. And then if they, I think guys are nervous to do that because they don't want to come off creepy. Here, I think what's helpful is to I take a graded approach. If there's a girl that you vibe with and like, hey, she's really cool, I like her, then you need to have some casual one-on-one time to get to know each other and see if you click one-on-one. Group settings are good. Casual one-on-one time. I would just start with coffee or lunch, something that's about 30 minutes, casual. You have to pay. But pick something that costs less than $20 total. It's casual. You have to pay, though, because you asked out. And just say, hey, you don't have to use the word date. You can just say, you want to grab coffee, you want to grab juice, you want to, go get a snack or something like that, or, whatever. Nothing fancy. Maybe do 1 or 2 of those. And if you're feeling a good vibe, like, hey, I really enjoyed that, then say, hey, can I take you out on a date on Saturday night? I take you out, you pay, you pick her up, you plan it, and you plan things where you put thought into it, and there's opportunities to have fun and to get to know each other. But the guy has to take the risk. Ask around so many women. So like I dated a fair amount through college, and I remember the girls that I went out with, some of them said to me, you're the first guy who ever took me out on a date. Like a lot of other guys, just let's hang out in my apartment. But like to put thought into it, where you do something fun, you get to know each other. It doesn't have to be also like an experience of we're going to go bungee jumping or we're going to do this or that. I think movies are lame because you're not talking, you're just watching something. But these are opportunities where you spend time together to see, is this someone who's wife material? So seeing her, how does she act around her family? How she treats her dad is how she's going to treat you. How she, talks about her friends when they're not there. That'll reveal more things there. So, and same for you. It's ideal for her to see, how do you treat your family? How do you treat friends? How do you treat strangers? Are you polite in public? Are you a gentleman? And it's just about then, you see, do we match on everything? Do we also have our little side interests? Like you might like somebody who is, meets your core interests and also does the Muay Thai. It's not a deal breaker, but hey, if you can find someone, that's a fun thing to do there. And then if it's just going really well, then, physical intimacy will increase slowly. Don't rush into physical intimacy. If you wouldn't do it in front of grandma, don't do it with her. Physical intimacy is the quickest way to torpedo yourself if you're getting hot and heavy, because what happens is then your brains both go cuckoo and you get infatuated with each other, and you don't have a clear head to see if this person is really right for you. So what I would say is you as a guy have to take that risk. If she says no, hey, all right. You have to put yourself in the girl's shoes, by the way, especially for delaying physical intimacy. The girl is in a tough spot because she wants a guy who is virtuous. She wants a guy who's not just going to use her and leave. But it's very hard for her. So women have to develop BS detectors because it's hard. There's guys that can come off like really nice, virtuous guys, and they're actually creeps inside. So she's in sort of a tough spot. She's like, okay, I'm going to be dating guys. How do I figure out who's a creep and who's not when the creeps can act like good guys? And the easy way there is if you delay physical intimacy, I'm not saying you can never hold hands. When that is delayed, it shows her, and you still show affection. You still show affection and care throughout a variety of love languages. It shows her, oh, this guy really does care, and he's not trying to just manipulate the situation. Here's what I would recommend. I mean, when you date someone, the infatuation period lasts for about 3 months. After about 3 months, then you get settled into a groove. The other thing I would say is if you're a guy and you're dating someone and you're not feeling it, don't drag it on longer than a year. A lot of times people will just get in a groove and they date for like 10 years. But then if you do that, you've lost the opportunity to meet people. She's lost the opportunity to meet people. If you don't know if you want to marry her after a year, unless there's exigent circumstances, you really don't. Here's something that happens a lot. A girl's not into a guy, but she doesn't want to say no. So she's always busy. Like, oh, I'm busy, maybe some other time. 3 strikes, you're out. If she says she's busy 3 times in a row and never reschedules, let her go. She's not into you. Let her go.
Yeah,
Move on. But not take it personally. Don't be mean to her. If she's not into you, it doesn't mean that you're bad or you're less of a man. You could just not be her type. You could be some other woman would be like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. People have different types. Just because I got hurt doesn't mean that I'm just going to be callous and just hurt other people. That's what a child does. You hurt me, I'm going to hurt other people. Instead, I'm going to have a different sense of I'm going to date with a purpose of finding a spouse to marry and seeing if this person is right for me, and not just try to win a dating game or be, an alpha male at that, but have a sense of purpose and vocation in this. So I did have to learn these lessons the hard way. But if you're choosing the path of entertaining yourself, like I'm great at video games, I'm great at picking up women, I'm great at, doing this or that, eventually it's going to be empty because you're just entertaining yourself. You're not investing in becoming an authentic man.